Hello and welcome to Advanced Television channel once again. This morning we're going to talk about OTT, over-the-top provision, the current ecosystem and where it's going over the next few years. Now we have a room full of experts to discuss this morning, and as usual I'm going to ask them to briefly introduce themselves. Ian, if we could start with you.
Oh, hi there. My name's Ian Trow. I'm a Senior Director of Emerging Technology at Harmonic. Harmonic's a company that specialises in infrastructure solutions for broadcast, cable and multi-screen.
Hi, I'm James Kirby. I'm the Director of Solutions Architecture for Edgeware. We're a Swedish company specialising in IPTV and over-the-top operator CDNs and also origin infrastructures, offering large-scale and high-density performance.
Hi, I'm Glodina Conan-Lostalen. I'm VP of Strategic Solutions at Imagine Communications. We're a provider of solutions for the broadcast and media OTT telco industry.
I'm Stephen Jones. I'm Director of Product Management at Limelight Networks, a global content delivery network specialising in delivery of video, software, all things web as a CDN.
Hi, I'm Adam Davis. I'm the Product Marketing Manager for Infinite TV, which is Cisco's hosted and managed platform for the delivery of live, VOD, catch-up and time-shift TV services.
Hello, I'm George Mikeladze, CEO of Carva, company providing technologies and end-to-end solutions for IPTV and OTT industries and focusing on user experience, including fast reaction time on user input and overall image quality.
Hi there, I'm Tom Rosenstein. I'm Head of International Business Development for Digital Smiths, a content search and recommendations firm, a subsidiary of TiVo. Thank you.
So you see, when I said we had a room full, we really do, which is great. Now OTT seems to be a strange phenomenon in the sense that it's gone from something almost as an experimental marginal technology just a few years ago to something that is now completely mainstream. I mean, basically all TV providers, be they pay TV or free to air, have to have or feel obliged to have some kind of catch-up archive library system that's done over the top. Of course, the market per se has been dominated, certainly from a money-making perspective, and one of the things we want to get to grips with is how anybody outside the international players can begin to make money from OTT. But the market is dominated by people like Netflix and Amazon as international or global players who have a model that precludes advertising, has aggressive pricing when compared to traditional pay TV operators, but has also come to rely on quite expensive original content as part of its business model. And I just wanted to kick off with the completely uncontroversial question, is that model sustainable? And is it going to continue to erode, if it does currently erode, traditional pay TV providers? Ian, why don't you start us off?
That it's certainly true that all of the headline activity for OTT has been from the players that you've just identified. But I think traditional broadcast and multi-screen providers, particularly telcos, have looked to attack it more from a hybrid model where they're bringing on existing customers and, if you like, blending streamed or transmitted content with OTT offerings. And I think that whilst you're quite right to say that most of it's been high value content that's being used to entice customers, what we're undoubtedly seeing now is the emergence of targeted advertising. We're seeing broadcasters particularly looking to monetize catch-up, which has previously been an area that they haven't been able to monetize before. So the playing field's going to level, I think, and I think that you're going to see the traditional broadcasters slightly metamorphosize and come out on the attack by expanding their offering and making it more of a blended service.
James, do you agree, or are these international players just too far ahead for anybody to make an impact?
No, I agree with Ian. I think there's a lot of untapped resource. You know, if you look at BBC and ITV, they've got huge archives of content that they've been creating for 50, 60 plus years that they are now beginning to make available to people. You know, they've still got their traditional linear programming, but they've got that they can offer over the top or over a managed network. So I think there is definite fight back from more traditional broadcasters.
You agree, Gladina? And presumably, if they value that content so highly, one thing they'll do is begin to deny it to the international players.
Yeah, no, I think there's a big differentiation between the type of content that we're talking about here. When we talk about Netflix and Amazon, such players, it's premium content. And I think that what I would call tier 2, 3, 4 type of content will never be premium enough to justify a non-ad funded model. So you will have to place ad to justify the need to distribute that content. And I think that content still will exist. So I think it's a world that will have, it will be hybrid, as was just mentioned. And then I think also that with what Netflix and Amazon have done is that scale is going to be an issue. Not everybody can produce that high quality of content with the money it requires and make money based on a very cheap business model, subscription model. So I think scale is a key differentiator as well.
Steve, so a hint there that it has got some sort of fundamental contradictions in the model almost.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you look at the sort of consumer drive by component manufacturers to, here's your HD TV, here's all of your HD equipment, and driving the continuous purchase and repurchase of high quality equipment, or that can produce more high quality pictures. And then you look at the production of the content. So in a subscription orientated market, if you continue to produce original content or content with higher and higher quality, then they've got a subscription model to support that. And you can also look at the subscription fees not being eroded over time because you're maintaining a higher and a higher quality of service. If you look at the traditional broadcasters and OTT, the challenge there is with higher and higher quality, you've got a longer and longer, larger and larger storage issue. You've got a higher cost of delivery, and from an ad funding perspective, I don't believe there's much difference in an ad revenue for an HD versus ad revenue for an SD episode, clip, movie watched online. So I think there's a dichotomy in this drive for higher and higher quality, consistency, and the drive for ad-funded revenue for OTT. I think these things struggle, and I think that's why we see some broadcasters not adopting HD as quickly as others. And in the pay services, there's more HD content than there is in the sort of pay-per-view market or free-to-air.
Interesting. So a number of challenges in there, which we'll come on to unpack. Adam.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity to differentiate at the moment. If you look at what Sky are doing and the way that they're blending what they're broadcasting with their subscription service, they're offering some free OTT clients, but also focusing on additional clients, which is an upsell for them, and also what they're doing with advertising. And Sky leading the way in kind of targeted and relevant advertising, and now rolling it out across all platforms. And then you see what ITV are doing. So I think the broadcasters some of them have been a bit slow to respond. But as you said, the constant drive for high value content is going to be difficult to sustain over time, unless it is supporting other business models, which it is with Amazon obviously and their Prime offering. And I think quality is going to become an issue as well, as Gladina said. The ability to scale, certainly for tier 2s and tier 3s, or just plain content providers. They're going to need to be able to hit all of the devices that are going out there and do it quickly and do it securely. Security, I think, is going to be very important over the next few years.
George?
I think OTT is the future of TV, and I think internet will be just new medium, more and more through the years, more new medium for delivering TV. And it provides freedom of geography, freedom of everything. And I think that normal traditional pay TV providers will just transform and adopt these new possibilities. I mean, they will not go anywhere. So they will just use this new tool, that's it.
Tom, TiVo, I know you're from Digital Smiths, but I mean, TiVo has an experience of wanting to, in the end, including people like Netflix in its UI, even when that same UI is being used by traditional pay TV operators. So you've kind of had to play out some of that conflict.
Yeah, and from our point of view, what we really want to do is empower the consumer to find whatever content they want, regardless of the source. I mean, TiVo's done a great job, if you've ever played with the box, of allowing you to integrate the Netflix, the Amazon, and other experiences with your broadcast and cable television services. I think that's really at the end what we're all talking about. Is it's about giving the consumers control of getting the content I mean, the business models have to line up behind that, obviously. A few minutes ago, we were talking about whether or not Netflix and other services are going to be advertising based. I'm not sure that will ever happen. If you look at Netflix as a model, they're much like HBO. They started with third-tier content and movies, and then they became more of a premium content production house. And at the end of the day, they're not splitting their revenue with the cable provider or the IPTV provider. They keep it, and then they have the data on top of it to really figure out how to mine the consumers, either with determining how to build better product, and then how to really give the consumers control over their content exploration experience. It's going to be interesting to watch.